you guys help people wake up, right? And now you're talking about people changing their world. Is that what wake up means in what you guys are doing? Like growing up, I don't remember exactly who said it to me, but it's stuck in my head forever. And it was, you cannot help others until you help yourself first, right? And does it sound selfish? Yes, but is it true? I think it's 100% true. Like, if you are not good in on the inside, right, yourself, your core, it's gonna be so difficult to actually help others. And actually, Catherine Jones, she just had a workshop these days, and she was like, "Hey, people don't like to talk about this, but the inner work is probably the most important part that you need to do. They don't talk about it because it's not sexy, like the tactics, but you need to do it. If you want to change the world and have a movement, right? You need to change yourself
Yeah.
from the inside out. So is that what you guys mean by wake up?
Yeah, it is. And like, I guess when we're talking about like changing your world before you change the world, we're speaking in basically in terms of money, like, because you have to
Yeah,
like have enough money to be able to sustain and support yourself before you can then go out and like impact more
100%.
people on that level. But that's more of an effect of waking up in the way that we teach it. And because the in the term waking up for us, it's all inner work. That's it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's you have to recognize that there is like the easiest, the simplest way to say it is like most people walk around thinking that there's something wrong with themselves. Like there's like if each person is a puzzle piece, there's a bunch of pieces of each person's puzzle that's missing. And
Hmm.
what that ends up doing is making them have these like negative thought patterns, these feelings of inadequacy, this lack of self-worth and self-love. And that ends up being the potential that they walk into every experience of their lives, this limited sense of self. And so what we try to help people do is recognize that those you actually aren't missing any of your puzzle pieces. It's actually already there, and we help you acknowledge and realize that, because once you've fixed that foundation, now we can go about talking about how do you want your life to look like and what do you want to create in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much of it, guys, is mindset, as we know, right?
Mhm.
We have to have the right mindset, because like like I can't even like get. It's what we were talking about before. If I can't even get around the idea of money, like working on myself, working on my finances, if I have money issues, like that's a no brainer. I mean, that's a no go, right? It's not going to even happen.
Yeah.
But you take it back even further, and if somebody's walking around in pain, right, constant pain, all of a sudden it's their work is affected, their relationships are affected, their entire world is affected. So when we work with people, we're like, okay, we'll get you out of pain. So we're going to free your body, free your mind, and then free your life, right? Free your body, free your mind, free your life, free your body of pain, right? Get you into movement, get you out of pain, get your body right, get your mind right through meditation, right? Meaning be able to in yoga they call it the monkey mind, right? The mind is constantly moving and moving and moving. Even
Yeah.
when people are having a one-on-one conversation, the mind is rarely paying attention, right? It's off into all these tangents and all these thoughts constantly. So
Yeah.
people need to do some type of practice that gets them to focus. There was a statistic done. This is done. It was done a while ago, guys. So this probably even worse now. But in the 19, I think it was 1980, but it was the 1980s. We'll call it. The average American's attention span was 20 minutes long. 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So you take the average person off the street in the 1980s, you make them focus on something, they could do it for almost 20 minutes, right? So that's good length. The most
Yeah.
recent study that we've come across is that's shifted to 7 seconds. 7 seconds, not 7 minutes, 7 seconds. A
Wow.
goldfish has a 9 second attention span. The average American's attention span is less than a goldfish, right? This is like that's a real problem. If we want
Yeah.
to focus on anything for any period of time, if we want to make a difference in our lives, like Chris was talking about, make an actual shift, change our lives, we have to learn to focus the mind. And this is what's not happening in the world right now. Like people are
Yeah.
so scattered and so all over the place that
Distracted.
they're distracted, right? And so if we can get them to that point, then we can free their life. And freeing their life means understanding what it is that they want and where they're going and how to get freedom of time and freedom of finances again, right? So that they can actually feel free on that level. But it has to start. It has to start physically and mentally before they're able. It's the inner work we're talking about. It has to start at that level in order to take it to that higher levels.